G'day fellow Mussos, welcome to Chappie's Travels 2-year review or 50,000 kilometre review on the MY22 SsangYong Musso. Now this is not going to be any ordinary review, this is going to be a fair dinkum hands-on review. We've been towing a 3-tonne caravan for the last 20,000 kilometres through all types of terrain through Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, and we're about to head over to WA. G'day fellow Mussos, welcome to Chappie's Travels 2-year review or 50,000 kilometre review on the MY22 SsangYong Musso. Now this is not going to be any ordinary review, this is going to be a fair dinkum hands-on review. We've been towing a 3-tonne caravan for the last 20,000 kilometres through all types of terrain through Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, and we're about to head over to WA. Now I'm pretty sure, like the rest of us, when you first look to buying a Musso, you get a lot of other people sticking the nose up at you and telling you all the reasons why you shouldn't be buying one, because of course they know. You can go out there and spend 120, 150 or 200,000 on one of those Toyotas or a Nissan, or we can go out and buy a big truck, one of the big Yankee things, $250,000. If you're looking for value for money, I'm telling you now, and this is through hands-on experience, you can't beat one of these Musso SsangYongs. No, I don't get paid by SsangYong. I'm just an operator like you guys are, who already own one or are looking at buying one. So where do I start? Well, we purchased this with the intent, and this is after a couple of years of research, of the intent of travelling in Australia, living our life on the road as we do. So when we purchased this baby, I was pretty excited. Drives like a dream, you know. We had the luxury model, long wheelbase. I'm telling you, I reckon it drives and feels just as good as any top premium vehicle. The payload on these babies are 800 kilos, which really suits us fine. Spoken to many people out there in our travels over the last 25,000 Ks who've got these other vehicles, brand vehicles, and they're struggling to throw anything more in it than themselves, their partner and a fridge. With 800 kilo payload, this certainly does the trick for us when you include the tow ball weight of a caravan. The tyres on these babies, we're still running the stock tyres, the Nexons, and as I said, we've got 51 odd thousand kilometres on them, and I can't wear them out. I'm looking forward to putting some more terrains on it, but this stage here, I can't see the financial benefit of doing it now. And you say, oh yes, but they're no good in the wet. I've saw stories on the old Facebook pages, they're no good on rough. Well, let me tell you, we have deflated and inflated these tyres for gravel, I mean soft riverbed gravel, for sand on beaches. That's towing the van, and they've stood up to the job. So it makes me wonder whether I really do need ATs. I'm certainly going to put them on just for the looks. We still maintain the stock suspension. The only modification we did was I put some Airman airbags on. In fact, I installed them myself. They don't help with the caravan, they'll help with the payload in the back of your van. What else we do? We change the tow bar to an Anderson weight distribution hitch. It lifts the caravan and makes the caravan, the car, looking bloody good. We use these safety clips, as you can see. There's been a lot of controversy. And let me tell you, I've been to the police, I've been to the RMS, I've spoken to every person to deal with them, and they say there's nothing wrong. These are the bigger babies, not the small ones, so they're rated at 3,200 kilos with a braking of over 12 tonne. They've done the job on all territory we've been on now, and they'll continue to do it. It's just the way forward. I added this Canopy on, I actually got it from Peak 4x4. You know, it's doing the job. I've not had another Canopy on, so I'm not too sure what's going on it. I did double line it so that it would seal it and keep the dust and keep the water out, and look, keeps 95% of the dust out. For some of the roads we've been on, mate, it'll get anywhere. We've whacked a solar panel on the roof here. Okay, this solar panel's, all it says is to keep the charge up on the battery, which is a little lithium we have inside with the 75 litre fridge. And we have a work light on the front, out the back here. I've really not used it in the 12 months. And I also have another one of those work lights inside. Again, I've never used it. Would I put them on again? Absolutely, because one day they're going to come in handy. I don't have anything on the vehicle because we are travelling through, and it takes away the opportunity for someone to knock something off. So I keep it that way. Everything's still solid. The doors are solid. Feels like a good car. Electric windows working well. And like I said, we've been travelling around pulling a 3-ton caravan, and the 2-litre turbo in here has been plenty. Absolutely plenty. We'll cruise around about the 95. Yeah, I could do 100, 110, but I stay around the 95 k's an hour. Doesn't have a problem. If I'm on highways, yeah, I leave it in automatic. If I'm not, I'll put it in the old manual, and we don't get out of 5th gear. It never drops into 6th, hanging around the 4th and 5th. As I said, I found this bloody fantastic. And when it comes to transmission, now we've hit some big hills. I mean, some big hills. Northern tablelands of New South Wales. Mate, there's some great gradients there. This baby at one stage got back to 1st gear. Just crawled up. And that was 1st gear for about 40, 50 metres. Then she jumped back into 2nd gear. She did well. Just don't over rev them. I've never had a problem overheating the transmission. I was going to put a transmission cooler in, and I found there's no need. And speaking to a couple of other Musso owners, they've not had one. As I say, coming from experience, and as I said, we've done the 20,000 kilometres, all terrain, all types of terrain around Australia. Now, I don't think when they do trials they've travelled the lands that we've travelled. We have not had a problem with the transmission when we have been towing a caravan. Mightn't get up on like a big V8, but we certainly get over them and do it comfortably. Remember, when you're travelling, you're not there in a rush. It's not a race. You're not out at Bathurst, okay? You're out there to enjoy the scenery and have a good time. And this beast here does a bloody good job. I must say though, on its last service, and that was on 45,000. Now, I've been having my vehicle serviced every 10,000 kilometres. But when I got to 30, I sort of was away somewhere where they couldn't service it. Well, there's no garages. So I was at 45,000 service, and that was up in Miranda in far north Queensland. And he had a look at everything, and he said that my rear diff looked a little bit dirty, as in the oil. So he gave it a bit of a change. And that's fine, it's probably a bit burnt. Been doing some work, 45,000, doing a lot of work. So he changed the oil, he went right through it, independent, and said it's in great nick. He said transmission fluid was great. He said all the other diff oils were great. In fact, he said even the engine oil was pretty handy. But that's what it was. So when it comes to a vehicle, this certainly does our job. Best bang for buck I've ever come across. I mean it. So in conclusion, this Musso I have, the MY22, with 51,000 kilometres on, 2 years, hasn't done me wrong. Absolutely love driving it. Not a problem. Does exactly what I needed to do, and that's towing a caravan around Australia, lugging all our gear around in the 800 kilo payload. And when we got the caravan off, it's absolutely fantastic on the sand and in some gravel. We've got plenty more miles to do, or kilometres to do in this baby. So to me, I'm giving my one the big thumbs up. So if you're keen and you're looking at one of these Senior Mussos, don't listen to those who've never driven one, never had a go at one. Don't worry about all the things, oh, you'll never get parts for it. It'll take forever for it if there's a warranty job. Any car can have a challenge. All goes on delivery. But for bang for buck, Musso's number one for me. You take it easy. Hey, why don't you give us a bit of a subscribe? Follow us for more reviews as we travel around Australia in our last chapter of life. Take it easy.